Hey everybody, my name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Thursday, February the 20th, 2025. This is a Flosstube. I don't remember what number it is. 109, 110, something like that. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitch. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching and following along with all the craziness. Oh, it's Mr. Whiskers. Yeah, baby. He hasn't been on for the past few floss tubes, so I wanted to specifically go track him down to bring him here to show everybody because I know some of you really miss him. Here's my boy. Okay. Real quick, I just wanted to say or mention that Michelle from Heaven and Earth Designs, her daughter passed away. I don't know all the details. I just know it was related to addiction, and my heart goes out to her and her family. Something that millions of family members struggle, or millions of families struggle with all over the world. I know I've lost family members to addiction myself, and yeah. So, just wanted to mention that in case you didn't know. But I think a lot of people, she posted it on Facebook, and I know that a lot of other floss tubers have posted about it as well. So I just wanted to mention it in case you had not heard about that yet. Okay, let's move on. I didn't want to end the video with that. I didn't really know where to put it, so I just said it in the very beginning. All right, let's go to my stitching. So this will be a vlog style. God, this board looks so pathetic. This is going to be a vlog style this week, so I'm going to do a little intro, and then you're going to see a bunch of clips of what I worked on. And as you can see, I did not get to all my temperature stitching this week. I did get my Monopoly stitching completed, so we will be doing a new round of Monopoly. And I believe it's round number 9. Here's Gracie. Hi, Gracie Lou. Say hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. She used to be the shy kitty, never wanted to be on camera, and now she's like up my butt whenever I'm filming. Okay, so I only got to 2 temperature pieces. I got the Monopoly stitching done, so I think we're moving on to round number 9. I did not get all of my bake-off stitching done, so I will be carrying that over. I didn't even touch the technical stitching. I did do I'm going to count it as 800 stitches, because I'm not going to do 999 stitches. I'm just going to do 1,000 on Honeymoon Sunset. And I did stay caught up on my Whip of Shame Magnificent Wizard, and I did a few hundred stitches on my non-full coverage and my new start, and I got my full coverage focus to 1% completed, and so we'll be able to cross that off the list and move on to the next one. So I think I'll go ahead and just show all of the clips, and then I will come back and we will update the boards. And then I'll show, yeah. So you're going to see all the clips, and then you're going to see me again. Okay, so here is the Whip of Shame for week number, what are we on? Week 3? I don't know. I don't know what week we're in. But this is my Whip of Shame for February. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection Magnificent Wizard designed by Don Mates. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I am currently, my working copy is, let's see if I can do this without getting too crazy, kind of in this area right up here in the upper right hand corner. And this is my starting point for the week. So I am going to be focusing on kind of, where does it go down to? Oh, there we go. Okay. I think right about like this. So I'm going to be working in this area right here, working on getting this filled in. We'll see where I get to by the end of the week, because I'm just working within the page that I have copied. So it ends kind of like right down here somewhere. And the section I'm working on ends kind of like right here at where the dragon's wing kind of comes in. And the page ends like right along this area right here. So I'll just be getting this stuff filled in. And if I'm able to get that done before the week is up, I will. I don't know if I will either move back over here and continue on the dragon wing until the page ends, or if I'm going to fill in the part of the castle and clouds that's over here. I don't know. I guess we'll see by the end of the week. But this is my starting point to get 100 stitches a day before I film again. All right, so here we go. Here is 1 week's worth of stitching on my Whip of Shame. I did a total of 642 stitches this week, and all of it was in this area right here. So this is meant to be left open because this is part of the towers, like the castle. So I guess it's like the windows or whatever. But I got all this filled in. This looks like it's, oh, if I actually get closer, because now that I can, this actually is stitched in, as is this right here. It just doesn't look like it is. This is not, and this is not. I'm not going to do extra. It's kind of late in the evening tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, and tomorrow's Flosstube day. So what I might do, oh my goodness, I'll talk about it in plans, I think. But what I might do is go ahead and finish stitching this little area right here. Because, well, there's this, and then there's like a little bit over here too. Because my paper ends like right there, I think. Yeah, my paper ends right there. So there's a little bit here. A little bit here. And then that right there. And then everything on this side of the dragon wing on this page will be done. And then maybe what I'll do is come over here and work my final week working on that part. But yeah, it's looking really good so far. So again, 642 stitches for the week. All right, so this will be my new start for the week. This is the new start that I'm doing with Alara, and it is called Wintertime Fairy, designed by somebody. Meredith Dillman, that's right. It is a Dimensions Gold collection, and she's so pretty. I'm going to start in the center, so it's going to be her, like, right about here. Yeah, right there at her elbow. So I'm going to start there. I already got my needle threaded. I'm using everything that came in the kit, so it's 18 count. What size? Yeah, 18 count white Aida. And yeah, so we will see where I get to. All right, so, my fabric's rolling up on me. I got, how much? 203 stitches on this. Not as much of a start as I wanted to get, but with my extra, oh my God, sorry. With my extra work coming up and everything, and having other stuff that I want to get done this week, I figured I should probably stop at this, and I'll just put more work in on it later. But there's 203 stitches for my new start on Wintertime Fairy. I'm sure that Alara will have way more stitches than me when she shows this in her next Flosstube. But there we go. All right, so this is one of my non-full coverage weekly stitch. This is Christmas Cupcake. It is designed by it's designed by Anders Eisman. Patterns by the Cross Stitch Studio. I was right, Anders Eisman, right? Yes, Anders Eisman. It is 300 by 315. It has 91 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. It looks so pretty. And this is my starting point. I am stitching this 2 strands full cross with a called for DMC on a 20 count Aida in the color Palomino. This was a fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics from December of 2023. Obviously, it's not going to take a fat half of Aida, so I will have the rest of this to do something else with. I'm only doing this on half the fabric. Well, the amount that, yeah, about half the fabric. So anyway, this is my starting point. And I've explained this before, but I'm kind of going block by block, going in circles around because I started in the center. And I remember showing this before and I was like, oh, I'm going to forget what block I ended on. I think I ended over here. So I think I'll start in this block here. I will complete this block and then I'll move up to this one. So what I'll do is I'll do this one. I mean, not today, I'm not going to do all this. This one, this one, this one. I'm going to come up here and do this one, and then I'll work my way over to here, come back down to here, work my way over, and then go out one more and go up and around like that. And I am starting off at, because I was doing this up here and I was worried I was going to like lose count, lose track of where I was. So I'm starting off at 1,187 stitches completed out of 67,748. I am at 1.75%, and I want to throw in a few hundred stitches. I want to because obviously like some of this stuff is already stitched, so I want to do at least 3 blocks, maybe do this one up here. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing. All right. So here's my stopping point. I did 200 stitches on this. I wanted to do more, but with everything I've got going on this week with working in the ER and the stitches I'm supposed to do on Honeymoon Sunset and all that jazz, I figured I should probably stop at 200, but I did all 3 of these squares right here, or blocks. I did all 3 of those, and so next time this comes out, hopefully I remember, well, I did 4 stitches in this one here, so hopefully I remember that I'm on this one up here. But I'm currently sitting at 1,387 stitches done out of 67,748. I'm at 2.05%. And I'm really liking how it's turning out. I'm excited to get over here because we'll start seeing, I think we'll start getting into the, like a leaf or something coming up this way. So, yay! All right, so this is Amazonia. It is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Romance Art. It is 400 by 490. It has 107 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I am in the upper right-hand corner right now. This is my new full coverage focus to get to 1%. It's a little peep of Gracie. Gracie! Oh, she's going away. Okay, anyway. My new full coverage focus to get to 1% that you guys voted on. And of course, what happened? When I did the math, I only need 340 stitches to get it to 1%. So, I am starting off at 1,620 stitches completed. Out of 196,000, I am at 0.83%. And so I will get that done today so we can cross another another thing off of the big board with the Blue's Clues marker, and I will go ahead and do the other one that you guys were kind of like voting between coming to room. That will come into play next week. So I will see you. Oh, I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch, half cross, whatever you want to call it. I think this is a 28 count easy count Lugana with a call for DMC. So I will see you in 340 stitches. All right, so here we are, 340 stitches later, and I hit the 1% mark. So I got this diagonal completed, and then I started filling in some part threads. This right here, these are like little waist threads I had done when I was working up in this area. But as you can see, these leaves up here are becoming a little bit more defined. So that's cool. And hang on one second. Yeah, it's still going to be a bit before I get to the actual bird. But I am now, oh, excuse me. Oh, I am now sitting at 1,960 stitches completed out of 196,000, and I am at 1.00%. So this has, this goal has now been completed for full coverage focus to get to 1%. So it's going to go in my bin of currently inactive whips, and it may come into play later in the year with something. We'll see. We'll see. But there we go. All right, I figured I would go ahead and try to get some temperature stitching done. This is Cherry Blossom by Blue Fox Stitchery. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is my starting point. I'm using the called for threads, 2 strands, half cross on 2/1 half cross on a 28 count linen that I had in my stash. I'm starting off at 3,211 stitches out of 83,325. I am at 3.85%. And like I said, this got called one time, so I'm going to do 100 stitches, so you're not going to see much. But I'm going to probably focus on this area right up here. Like get this section worked in right here. And then maybe get this part thread and work on filling in this. So kind of up in this area. So I will see you in 100. All right, here we go. I got 100 stitches in. And like I said, I filled in the top of the diagonal here. And I now have 3,311 stitches done out of 83,325. I am at 3.97%. So let me see if I can figure out where. So it looks like, well, I won't hit my first like cherry blossom until maybe like about here-ish. So I still got a ways to go before I actually get out of the background, but that's okay. But anyway, there's 100 stitches. All right, here's the temperature piece. This is Hot Coco Gnome. It is designed by cutebroidery.com. This is a mock-up without the back stitching in Pattern Keeper. I'm currently working down in the Cup of Cocoa. And this is the overall, what I have done so far. And I'm going to continue working down here. I'm using mostly called for. I did convert a couple of the reds. I think I showed it in a previous video. But I did convert 2 of the reds to something that I felt was a little bit more red as opposed to orangey red that I thought would look better. So I'm going to continue working in the cup here, and I just need to do 100 stitches on it. And I'm starting off at 2,076 stitches completed out of 5,627. I'm at 36.89%. And I will see you in 100 stitches. All right, here's my 100 stitches on Hot Coco Gnome. I finished off that brown thread. I did a strand of the dark red down here. So this is the bottom of the mug right here. And then I did a, I took the lighter red and started filling in, going up this way. I do have a little bit left. I could get another, I think at least this row, maybe part of this row with the rest of this length. So I just parked it because I hit 100. So there's the whole thing. It's all folded up. But I am now sitting at 2,176 stitches done out of 5,627. I am at 38.67%. There we go. Okay, so this is Apple Pie Harvest by Charting Creations. It is designed by Janet Kruskamp, and it is 475 by 356. It has 90 colors, and this is what it'll look like when it's done. I am up here in the upper left-hand corner. I am working on page number 2, and this is my starting point. I am doing this 1/1 full cross on a, I think this is a 32 count, easy count Lugana, and this is one of my Monopoly pieces that I'm, the penguin is purchasing. So I need to do 400 stitches on it. And I will continue working in page 2 here. Not sure if I'm gonna, I'll probably finish this thread right here, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue working up in this area or come down here. I don't know. I guess we'll figure out once I work on it. But I'm starting off at 9,170 stitches completed out of 169,100, and I am at 5.42%. And I will be doing 400 stitches on this, so I will see you then. All right, here we are, 400 stitches later. As you see, I worked mostly in the top shelf up here, getting a lot of that filled in, and came down here and did a little bit more in the second shelf, and I got 400 stitches on it. And so when this comes out again, I'll just kind of keep picking away at this page here. I am currently sitting at 9,570 stitches completed out of 169,100. I am at 5.66%. So there we go. Okay, so this is my other Monopoly piece. This is Stitchography from Fat Quarter Shop. This was the World Cross Stitch Day pattern for 2021. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is my starting point with it. Oh, you can actually see, so I'm using a toile floss that my mom had given me, and you can actually see the glitter a little bit better doing this, so that's cool. But yeah, my mom had given me a bunch of étoile, so she had gotten it like on sale or whatever, and she used it for a project, and then she passed it on to me. So now I'm using it. So basically, I'm kind of going by what the pattern is showing here with the colors that I have. I want to use as many as I can, of course. So I will be changing a few things when I get to them, like that floss right there. I might do like that dark blue right here. I might do that dark blue for that floss because there's not really like much of a dark blue. I think that might be, oh, well, it's navy though. Oh, I do have a navy. So anyway, I need to get 400 stitches on this for Monopoly. So I will see you then. Oh, I'm doing this 2/2 full cross on a 28 count white Monaco. All right, see you in 400. All right, so here we are, 400 stitches later. So I added this. The O looks really, really weird, but that's how it was charted, I guess, because it's like kind of cursive. This is where I ended, so I still have 2 more letters to put there, but I did this, the arrow, brought this down some, put in the word overcast, and yeah, so that just a reminder of how much more there is, but yeah, not too bad. We'll see where it ends up at the end of the 4,000 stitches. If it's not done at like for Monopoly, I mean, this is a ways down because it's only worked on when it's pulled in Monopoly, but if I hit the 4,000 and it's not done, I have a suspicion that it would be a contender to go into technical stitching for Bake Off, so that's cool. But anyway, here we are, 400 stitches later. All right, so this is Honeymoon Sunset. This is charted by the Crested Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is $8.69 by $6.49. It has 133 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm like over in the house and lighthouse area right now. This is my starting point for the week. My what's it called? Bake Off goal is 1,800 stitches this week. I will not get 1,800 stitches on it this week because of working in the ER some extra hours. So we'll just see how many I can get done, and I'll just carry it over to next week as well. But I wanted to get some stuff in. So this is my starting point. So obviously I'll be kind of working my way up this way. And I am starting off at 227,335 stitches done out of 563,981. I am at 40.31%. And we will see how much I get done this week. Okay, so this is where I ended up for the week. I think I'll make this my stopping point. I've done a total of 800 stitches this week. So I got the house, obviously this part needs to be done, but this part of the house is completely filled in, and I've been working on this mess of tree up here that I think is almost done. I'm starting to get up into the sky peeping through a little bit. But yeah. So this will, these stitches will have to, for Bake Off, we'll have to carry over into next week, but that's okay. But yeah, looks good. And I think like right over here, the lighthouse is going to start coming in. So hopefully when I do the rest, which will be 1,000 stitches, which I don't think will be an issue because I'll have my kids starting on Friday. And so I won't be able to like really work much in the ER next week. So even though I got the kids, which also cuts down on my stitching, it's still more than I would have working in the ER and the clinic. So I think I'll be able to get the 1,000 stitches needed for the rest of the Bake Off stitches next week. But so far I have 228,136 stitches done. So actually, really, I did 801 stitches because I did 401 last night and 400 tonight. But I'm not counting the one towards the Bake Off stitching because then that would leave me with 999 stitches. That's just dumb. So anyway, I'm at 228,136 stitches done out of 563,981. I am at 40.45%. So really liking how the house is turning out so far. It looks really good. And just so that you guys can see, I have that much of the diagonal left to do. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so you saw everything I worked on. So let's go ahead and get these boards updated and then draw a few projects for the upcoming week. All right, so we're gonna do the little board first. This is where I have the extra new starts that I've been doing over the 5 that I said I was gonna do, along with the technical stitches for Bake Off and my Whip of Shame. So the only one, or we're going to update 2 of these today. We're going to do Magnificent Wizard and Wintertime Fairy. So Magnificent Wizard, I had done another 642 stitches. I left my board over there. Yeah, 642 stitches. So we're going to add 642 to the 1458 here. And that is going to bring us up to 2100. And my goal for the month is 2800 stitches. Subtracting the 642 from 1342, we are down to needing 700 stitches for the rest of the month. So I will keep doing about 100 stitches a day to get that. I'm actually ahead because I'm 1 day ahead. So you will get to see the before and after, beginning of the month, end of the month in the next video. And then Wintertime Fairy, I'm just calling it Winter Fairy on here. I did 203 stitches on her for my new start. My new starts, I want to do 3,000 stitches on them. So subtracting the 203 from the 3,000, we are at 2797. Next week, hopefully we'll be able to update the Grinch Gnome one. Okay. And then the bigger boards. So my full coverage focus to get to 1% this week was Amazonia. I needed 340 stitches to get that, which I did. So we're going to say that this is done. And for my non-full coverage to do 4,000 stitches, I worked on Christmas Cupcake. I did 200 stitches on that. So this is increasing from 562 to 762. And the goal is dropping from 3438 down to 3238. Fix that 0. There we go. 3238. And then New Starts was on the other board. Honeymoon Sunset. Honeymoon Sunset. I did 801 stitches. So my goal is to get it to 50% by the end of the year. So adding the 801 to the 15,474 that I've done since the Whip Parade, this is increasing to 16,275. And my goal is dropping from 54,656 down to 53,855. And my percentage complete so far is increasing from 40.31% to 40.45%. I have already met my goal for the month. Technically, I wanted to get it to 40%. So this has all been extra for when I can't stitch as much throughout the year. Oh, and before we put this board to the side, we're going to go ahead and update this part here. So Amazonia is done, and I'm going to replace it with the one that it was up against for voting, that you guys were voting on. So it's kind of silly I didn't realize that the stitch count was so low for Amazonia. Oh my God, I can't get this lid off. Or else I would have just said, I'm going to do this one and then we'll do this one and just call it a day. But the one it's going to get replaced with is Coming to Room. So that is actually going to be my full coverage piece that will be out this week for me to work on. And I had already calculated the stitch count for that to get to 1%. I need 4,461 stitches to get it to 1%. So now the lowest, the one closest to 1% is the, what is it? Rainbow Castle. Oh, Beach Getaway was done already. That was the first one replaced. Okay, so Coming to Room is the one I'm going to be working on this week. All right, and then, I don't know why I put the lid back on that, because I need to update this. So the two ones for the Monopoly that we need to update are Apple Pie Harvest, which was Illinois Avenue down here, number 14. I did another 400 stitches on it, so adding that to the 200 brings this up to 600. And well, not 6,000. My Monopoly goals are 4,000 stitches. Hold on, let's fix that. 600. And the goal is dropping from 3,800 down to 3,400. And then Stitchography, Pennsylvania Avenue, number 20, is the next one we have to update. I did 400 stitches on that. So the goal is dropping from 4,000 down to 3,600. Okay. Next up are the two temperature pieces I did. So I was working on the highs. I only got to work on 2 of them. First one was Hot Coco Gnome. I did 100 stitches on it. So this is increasing from 500 to 600. And the goal is dropping from 1,500 down to 1,400. And then the other one I worked on was Cherry Blossom, and I did 100 stitches on that. So this is increasing from 200 to 300. And the goal is dropping from 1,800 down to 1,700. That's all I worked on. Now, you didn't see my last Flosstube. The reason why, I meant to say this in the beginning and I forgot. If you didn't see my last Flosstube, the reason why I did not work, or the reason why I didn't stitch as much as I have before, is because I got another, a second job. It's a per diem. So kind of like, I tell them when I can work, and if they can use me, they use me. In the ER. Not the main ER for the hospital, but one of their freestanding ERs that's actually pretty close to my house. So, so I did, someone had commented and asked how many hours I was working. So what I did was I worked 12 hours on Sunday, and then I worked at my normal job in the clinic until 4. And then the hospital is, with traffic, is about 45 minutes. 45 minutes drive. Sometimes it could take over an hour for me to get home, depending on traffic. So I left at 4. I got there to the ER about 4:45, and I worked until 7 on Monday. And then Tuesday, I just worked in the clinic. Wednesday, I did the same thing. I left at 4, got there about 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. I worked until 7. And then today's Thursday, and I'm doing this. I told them I couldn't work on Thursday. I didn't tell them why. I just told them I couldn't work. And then I get the kids back tomorrow. I am going to work from 7 to 1 on Sunday this weekend, because they're going to be sleeping most of that time anyway. So I'll do a half a shift on Sunday, and then I'll work again next weekend too. I'm tired. I'm tired, but I need to get, I'm kind of like working a little quote unquote extra right now, because I'm trying to get the required orientation hours in. I have 6 weeks to get 6 shifts. So unless I work a full weekend shift every weekend I have the kids, it's not going to happen. So I'm trying to get little bits in here and there, work a full weekend shift when I don't have them, work a half weekend shift when I do have them. I'm hoping by doing this, I'll be able to get all the orientation hours that I need. So, okay, so now we need to update the big board. My big board with my Blue's Clues marker. Okay, So what we're gonna do is I have, oh my God. I have all of the active projects that I'm working on listed on here. I did something similar to this a few years ago where as I got goals completed, I crossed through them and everyone loved it and they missed it. So I brought it back this year. And so as I get a goal completed, we're going to cross it off and then we're going to add the replacement. Sorry. We're going to add the replacement underneath or at the bottom of the list. So I got Amazonia done. So we're going to go through that. And we're going to add Coming to Room. I turned my head and started talking as I was in a weird position. And it caused like this tickle in my throat, which was making me cough really, really hard. Okay. Coming to Room. And then the other one we have to add on here is Wintertime Fairy, my new start. There we go. So at the end of the month, we'll cross off Magnificent Wizard and we will add March's Whip of Shame to this list. So, okay. Time to pick a couple projects. So my full coverage focus to get to 1%, we are not going to pick because I'm going to do Coming to Room because it's new to the rotation. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on that for this week. And, oh my God, sorry. I'm going to, a couple people had mentioned leaving out because I usually draw from a basket. And I have everything in separate baskets. And I'm coming to an issue where I had everything color-coded on index cards, right? And I was clipping off the little bits of them, and now I'm running out of the cards, and I'm having to add stuff and whatever. So anyway, I'm going to do a tiny decisions wheel app. So the first one we're going to do is the non-full coverage. I have the 5 that I can pick from on here. And I have it so that it will not pick another one because I kept saying, oh, well, if I worked on it the past week or two, I'm not going to work on it again. So we're just going to solve that problem by doing this. So the non-full coverage for the week is the Mermaid style. So then once, and I'm okay with doing that because I know I just worked on it 2 weeks ago, but I'm okay with doing that. But this way it will like kind of actually not, I won't keep picking it. So Mermaid style. Now I see why Darren's like, let me write this down. I see why now. So I'm like, why are you writing it down? Why can't you just like remember? No, I see why. Okay, and then I'm going to do Coming to Room, the new starts, all the new starts that I've done. Let's see which one we're going to do. Shadowlane, excellent. Oh, that's exciting. All right, and I think that's it because usually I pull the full coverage, but I'm working on Coming to Room. So, all right, let me go get my projects that I'm going to work on and my temperatures and the new Monopoly pieces and all that jazz, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are for round 9 of Monopoly, and we are going to start off with the cat, who is currently over here on luxury tax, and this will be, the cat will finally pass go and will be able to purchase properties, so that is exciting. So let's go ahead and just get started. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, chance. So give me 1 second. So the cat passed go. So we're going to do 200 stitches on that. And pick up a chance card. And it says, oh, find some patterns on sale. 100 stitches on the free parking piece. Fun. So I'm going to do 200 stitches on my go piece, which is Catching Rays, and then 100 stitches on free parking, which is Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. Let me just make a note of this. And the cat did not roll double, so we're going to move on to the dog. Woof. Okay, so now once the cat starts landing on stuff, it will be able to buy things. Okay, so the dog is over here on States Avenue, and it is still, whoopsies, I bumped the camera. It is still the dog's first time around the board because of all the times it was in jail. So let me just slide this so that we'll be able to see where he's going. So whatever it lands on, he will only do 100 stitches on those. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tennessee. Unless he lands on something that is owned, this one is not owned. So we're going to do 100 stitches on Tennessee Avenue. And then the duck is up here on free parking, right there. Seven. The duck is able to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ventnor. Is Ventnor owned? No. Ventnor is not owned. So the duck is going to purchase Ventnor for 400. Let me just make a note here. Duck. And I said, so 400, and I said at this point, oh, nope, we're still at 11. Okay, or we need to get to 11. Once 11 properties are purchased, the rent is going to, or the purchase price will increase to 600. So, but we're only at property number 6. So we are going to move over here to Pennsylvania Avenue where the penguin is. Slide that down. Okay. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, can you see that? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Baltic. So penguin has to go. So Catching Rays will actually end up getting a total of 400 now for both the cat and the penguin passing go. And it will purchase Baltic. Okay, so the penguin will own, okay, so a couple things for the penguin. So the rules that I made were that every color that a token owns, the rent will increase by 100 stitches. So for example, rent is 200 starting off with everything. If a piece owns this and a piece owns this, these rents will now increase to 300 stitches. The penguin owns Mediterranean. Now that it's going to purchase Baltic, the rent will increase to 300 stitches. The penguin also now will own 6 properties. So all of its rents, that of the properties that it owns from here on out, all of its pieces or properties will now increase by another 100. So the penguin, after purchasing Baltic, the penguin will own Mediterranean, Baltic, Oriental Avenue, St. James Place, Illinois Avenue, and Pennsylvania Avenue. So the rent will now increase by another 100. So anything that lands on these 2 properties, the rent will be 400 stitches. All of the other properties right now will increase from 200 to 300. Does that make sense? So the rent is 200. It's increasing to 300 because the penguin now owns 6 properties. But for the brown properties, the rent goes up to 400 because it owns both of those. So there is that. So just a recap of the stitches needed. The cat passed go, so 200 stitches on the go piece. Landed on chance. That card said 100 stitches on free parking. The dog landed on Tennessee, first timer on the board, so it's 100 stitches on that. The duck landed on Ventnor Avenue and is going to purchase it for 400 stitches. The penguin passed go, so another 200 stitches on the go piece, and it landed on Baltic, and it will purchase Baltic Avenue for 400 stitches. And now its rents are going to go up. So there's round 9. Okay, so real quick before we talk about my plans, I want to go over the 2 whips of shame that are competing against each other for March that you guys need to vote on. If you have not already voted, you can leave your comment section you can leave your vote in the comment section down below. So the 2 that are up against each other are both very old kits. Walking to Town is this one. It's an Old Dimensions kit. It is by Fred Swan, and it is on, and I think it's an 18 count or 14 count, 18 count Navy Ada, and this is my starting point with it. So my goal would be 3,100 stitches on it, doing 100 stitches a day for the month of March. And then the other one is Cat on Indian Carpet by Designs for the Needle. It is designed by Leslie Ann Ivory. This one is being stitched on I think it's actually called Muppet on Indian Carpet. This one is on a 14 count dark blue Ada. And it's not the whole fabric, like that's the whole fabric, but that's my starting point for that one. So y'all let me know which one you want me to work on for March, and the winner will get progress. So for anyone who missed when I was talking about them last week, they're both extremely old. I want to say I bought them both in the 90s. Walking to Town was $19.99, and the Cat on the Carpet was $19.97. I do remember being in high school when I got both of them. Well, no, 99 was the year I graduated, so it could have been high school or college, either one. I got that one, but the Cat on Indian Carpet I definitely bought in high school, as you can see from the cover photo. And Walking to Town, if anyone uses that as a reference on if they vote or not, Walking to Town was previously a whip of shame before. So that's where a lot of that progress is from, was from being a whip of shame last year. Cat on Indian Carpet was not. Okay, so let's go over what I'm going to work on. Temperatures. We're going to do the lows this week. So starting with tomorrow, the 21st, the projected lows. Tonight, we have a projected low of 39 degrees. We're getting a cold front. That's cold for Florida. And this is all in Fahrenheit, by the way. Okay, so the lows starting with tomorrow is going to be 45, 52, 55, 51, 51, 53, and 54. Cold overnights. Chilly overnights, not cold. So the project assigned to number 1 is Hiding Place. And wait 1 second, my screen. Hang on 1 second. Let me fix my screen here. There we go. I like locking it so it's like in landscape mode. I know it was in portrait mode. Okay. Hiding Place is by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork by Abraham Hunter. I will go over stitch count and all that if I'm able to get to work on it. And this one is set to get 100 stitches. I will say I'm doing a 2/110 stitch. And this is the corner I'm working on, so I'll just show that part. I'm starting off at, there's another corner that has a bunch of stitches if you've never seen this. 11,685 stitches out of 506,627, starting off at 2.31%. Oh no, this is set to get 200, not 100. This is set to get 200 stitches. My bad. Okay. And then number 2 is Holiday Quaker. What do I do with it? Here it is. And this is by Lila's Studio. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. This one is set to get 100 stitches. And I'm doing it 2/2. I'll go over details in the next video if I get to stitch it. But if I get to do this one, the 100 stitches will go into the angel right here that I'm working on. But that's my starting point with that. And if you guys have any questions about what I'm referring to regarding my games, I'm going to link my finalized 2025 plans video in the description box down below. That is where I talk about what my plans are going to be, and so far I've been sticking to them, so that video is pretty accurate. Number 3 is Sugar Cookie House. This is a Mill Hill kit. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And that is my starting point with it. This one is set to get 100 stitches on it. And then the number 4 is Merry Christmas. This is an artiste kit. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this one is set to get 100 stitches. I will be working on finishing the back stitching for the snowman here. I don't know how many stitches it's going to take to finish the back stitching, so if I get it all done and I have more stitches to do, I will move over to the M. And then the last one is for number 5. This one is I Love You to Death. And it is charted by Stitchman Darcy. I got this on Etsy, and he also has a Flosstube channel. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I am starting off there we go. You can kind of see that, I think. I can't see. I'm starting off at 3,128 stitches done out of 9,401. I am at 33.27%. So if I get to this one, I have no idea where I'm going to work. I don't know if I'm going to work in the top, in the bottom, on the sides. I don't know. I probably should work a little bit on that 310 because there's a lot of it in the border. He apparently likes having borders in his stuff. Okay, so that's my temperature stitching. Next up is going to be, let's do my new start for the week. I need to insert a picture. Waving to myself to remind myself to insert a picture. Hopefully I remember. This is my chatelaine. It is called Deep Blue Sea, and I did a thread conversion because I did not want to hunt down and wait for Glorianas. So I did a conversion, and here we go. I had to think about which way was up. And I know someone's like, oh, you need to put an arrow. I might have to do that now because I just looked at it. I'm like, wait, which way is up? So I'm doing it 2/2 on a 28 count black Jovelin. I know I'm going to work on this, so I went ahead and set it. But yeah, so it's cat hair. But that's my starting point with that. So we'll see how many stitches I can get on this one. Okay, and then my non-full coverage for the week. I just realized I didn't grab Coming to Room. Let me grab that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so my non-full coverage for the week is going to be Mermaids of the Season Style. This is by Bella Filipina. This was from 2023. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. So my non-full coverage goal is to get 4,000 stitches, and then I decided at some point while I was working on this that I was going to do 1,000 stitches in each mermaid. I'm currently working on the summer mermaid, so I'll just show you that part. So that's my starting point with her, and she's so pretty. I have a few hundred stitches. I gotta look and see how many stitches I have to get to 1,000 stitches on this piece. My board's over there behind another one. I'll have to look and see how many stitches I have left to get to hit 1,000. If I can, I'll see if I can hit that this time so that the next time it comes out, I can move to a different mermaid. We'll see. But that's my starting point with her. I'm using all the call for stuff on that one. Okay. Next up is my full coverage focus to get to 1%. My new one, my newest one. This is Coming to Room. I got the max color version. And this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Jan Patrick Kresny. So I'm going to give you a little bit of details because this is the first time this year that I'm showing it. It's 875 by 626 and it has 239 colors. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I am in the upper left-hand corner, so it looks like absolutely nothing right now. So my goal is to get this to 1%. That's my starting point with it. I am starting off at 1,017 stitches completed out of 547,750. I am at 0.19%. So like I was saying earlier when I updated my board, I need like 4,400 stitches. So this will be in rotation for a bit. So there's that one. All right. And then my bake-off stitching. So I still need to do 1,000 stitches on Honeymoon Sunset to hit my bake-off goal. Charted by the Cross Stitch Studio, artwork by Abraham Hunter. And I am working in the upper right-hand corner on the, well, it's say almost mid now, but I'll be working in this area right here. And I should be able to get 1,000 stitches on that. And then the other goal for Bake Off is going to be for the technical stitching that I didn't get to. And this is Grinch Gnome and Company. by Maya Stitch on Etsy. And here is a mock-up without the back stitching. I need to get 675 stitches on it. This is my starting point with it. So I will continue working in the actual Grinch Gnome, and we'll see what 675 stitches gets me. I feel like I could get the stitching of this thing done and maybe start on the back stitching on him. Just looking at the pattern, it does not look like there's like a terrible amount left on the cross stitching on him. I am starting off at 2,838 stitches completed out of 5,472. I'm at 51.86% of the cross stitching done. Hello, Gracie. Meow. Okay, next up, Monopoly. So we did round 9. Okay, talking about this, honestly, I might forget something because I filmed round 9 like last week. So the cat passed go and landed on chance. So when my pieces pass go, they have to do 200 stitches on my go piece. And my go piece is Catching Rays by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. This is my million stitch project. It's the biggest one, not the biggest one ever, but the biggest one I own. And this one will actually end up getting worked on for 2 pieces. So the cat and the penguin both passed go. So I need to do actually 400 stitches on this. So this is my starting point. I have my fabric all folded up because the fabric is huge. And this is where I'm going to be working. I am starting off at 25,874 stitches done out of 1,080,000. I am at 2.40% done. I am going to finish off like this diagonal and then come down here and work on, so I'm trying to convert it into a diagonal. So I'm going to finish off this diagonal and then come down here and work on this one. And what I'll probably do is maybe come down here and work on this one too to finish off the 400. And then maybe come up here and start working on that one. I don't know. But this is set to get 400 stitches. It's so much blue. So much blue. You want to see something real quick? Let me zoom out here. The highest color is 3846. There are 72,488 stitches, and most of them are down in the water. Look at that. And then 3844 has 41,861. Like there's a few colors that have like thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of stitches. Okay, so cat pass go. Have to do 200 stitches. Landed on chance. I need to do 100 stitches on the card. The card on the chance card said I need to do 100 stitches on my for free parking. My free parking piece is Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. This is by Rosewood Manor. I am up in the top right now. And this is my starting point. I will be getting that thread out of the way. I will be probably working in this area right here. What I might do is I'll finish this thread, and then this right here needs to be frogged out because I did it in the wrong location. It's like one stitch over, I think, too close to the branch right there. So what I might do is frog that and redo it. I think. I don't know, but that's my starting point. Did you hear that meow? That was Mr. Whiskers. He wants his num-nums. He's a punk. Okay. All right. So that was the cat. The dog is still going around the board for the first time because it kept landing in jail. And so it landed on Tennessee Avenue. And so it needs to do 100 stitches on that. And that is Elegant Witch by Maya Stitch on Etsy. And this was actually one of the first Etsy patterns that I purchased, I think. Like in the beginning. And I'm doing on some 14 count fabric, I don't know. But this is my starting point with it. And I need to do 100 stitches. I think what I'll do is I'm going to finish the back stitching in this pumpkin right here. And I might count over and maybe work on the hat. Or maybe I'll just work on the hat. I might count over and work on the hat. So this will get 100 stitches. And then that was for the dog. The duck landed on Ventnor and purchased it. And Ventnor Avenue is, these both get the same stitch amount, but I don't remember which one's which. Ventnor is Halloween Calendar. This is by Tiny Modernist. Hi, Gracie, again. Hi. Looking for it on Pattern Keeper. There it is. Okay. Halloween Calendar by Tiny Modernist. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is my starting point. I am starting off at 800 stitches done out of 16,842. I am at 4.75% complete. So the duck landed on Ventnor and is going to purchase this for 400 stitches. So this will get 400. And then the last one is the penguin past go. So I already showed you catching rays. So that's why it's getting 400 instead of 200. So the penguin past go. So I need to do 200 stitches on catching rays for that. And then landed on Baltic Avenue and is going to purchase it for 400 stitches. And that is Spring in the Village by Stony Creek Collection. Out of all of my village patterns, this one has the most pathetic start. Like, here's my start, or here's my starting point with it. I'm almost tempted because I've been working on this stupid building for, like, it seems like forever. Like, I kind of want to keep working on it to get the cross stitching on it done, but I also want to kind of move over to a house or something, like, or not a house, but like something else and get some other stuff worked on. Like, I've been working on this house or on this building forever. So this is set to get 400 stitches. We'll see what I end up doing regarding where I go on it. So work-wise, I just have my regular clinic hours Monday through Friday next week. Working in the ER 7 to 1 on Saturday or on Sunday. On Saturday, if you did not already hear, Alara is going to be in Florida visiting some other unimportant person. Just kidding, one of her friends. They're going to go do some unimportant stuff like camping. And but before they do that, she is going to be in like the Ocala, Gainesville area So I'm going to make the long, arduous trek driving 2 hours to Ocala and meet up with her and with Debbie from Owl and Gator Stitcher. So that's exciting. And we're gonna do lunch and we're gonna go to Brick City. And in case anybody did not hear, Brick City is an LNS that I love to go to. But one of the, I guess she must shop there all the time or something, I don't know. But one of, they found a buyer for Brick City Cross Stitch. So it is not going to close down when she retires. Super duper exciting. So that makes me very happy because I really love that shop a lot, even though it's like 2 hours away and there are 2 other shops that are closer to me. I really love that one a lot. So, yeah, so I'm going to meet up with Alara and Debbie and we're going to do lunch and do some shopping. So I don't know how much stitching I'm going to get on Saturday, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think that's it. So I think y'all's only homework, if you haven't already done it, is to vote for the Whip of Shame for March. And we'll see how much stitching I can get done because it's what, 400, 800, 1200, 13, 1400 stitches for Monopoly, 1675 stitches for Bake Off, 700 stitches for Whip of Shame. If I did 200 on each one of the weeklies, that's another 600 for the weeklies if I did 200 on each of them. And then temperatures is 2, 3, 4, wait, 2, 4, 6, 700 for temperatures. So not sure what all I'm gonna get done, but I'm not filming again until next Friday, so we'll just have to see. And I think that's it. So take care, happy stitching, get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.